So yes, I'm Dan Gable from ShoutOut, and basically ShoutOut is a tool to build an army of people to create content. That's very simply put. So this could be video content, it could be branded still images, it could be sort of reels, if you like, pretty much any type of kind of still image or video content. And how we work is we basically reverse the video making process. So with ShoutOut, you first build a branding template. So you can add in all your own branding elements, your own logos, obviously, any other elements. Create your branding template, and within that template, you have some dynamic elements. So that could be a video, for example, it could be text, or it could be images. So once you've got your template, your kind of skeletal video, if you like, you can invite contributors to create a video by sending them a link, or you can just record yourself on a smartphone or computer. Once you've done that, that clip or those clips, if you're asking multiple questions, get combined with the template and turned into a finished video instantly. That can be sent to your contributors, and it goes to your dashboard so you can edit it and share it, etc. So it's a really, really simple process to create videos. And really what ShoutOut is about is removing the barriers that technology creates. And I just want to give you a bit of an origin story, because I know you've probably had a lot of tech on these last 2 days. So I just want to give you a bit of an origin story to understand kind of what we're really about. So I've just been over 40 years creating content, film, TV, online, radio, BAFTA nominated, really made hundreds of videos, millions of views, and made a ton of testimonial videos. And what I noticed, we were at a Cisco Live probably about 5 years ago, and I just noticed that basically the kind of camera sometimes got in the way of the testimonial. So sometimes the best testimonials happen before the camera was rolling and afterwards. You know, you get that kind of, that really authentic comments. It kind of really struck me that we kind of did this video, and then they said, yeah, but I really do love your product. It's amazing, like it's fantastic, it's changed my life. And they didn't have that enthusiasm on camera. So really that's where ShoutOut was born, the idea that you can kind of create, as Dina mentioned before, create kind of this content in the maximum moment of delight by removing those barriers of technology. Now phones and webcams are so good that they can really compete with cameras. So that's really what ShoutOut is about. So it is about either sending a link, so you can send a link so someone can record their testimonial or their video in the comfort of their home or office, or you can record at events, which is something we're doing more and more of. So this is a kind of typical event setup. You've got a mobile phone, a little light, a radio microphone, and you can capture that really authentic content, as I said, at the moment of maximum delight. So that could be at events you're exhibiting at, it could be your own events, or it could be even activations, even customer visits. You can grab the phone and just say, look, let's do a quick testimonial. This kind of content really is sometimes a lot easier to get permissions for, because it feels more socially, it feels more off the cuff, it's more reportage rather than a constructed video. Something about ShoutOut, we've developed a native app that is mostly a web application, because obviously you're sending a link, you don't want someone to download an app. But for the event workflow, we really changed it to a native app to make it quite a streamlined process, because some of the workflows for events are different to sending out a link. So we've kind of created, in terms of new stuff we've created a native app now. So here's some examples of like the ideas of videos that we've done. So I don't know how this is going to display on a share, but as you can see, lots of design elements, lots of different ways of approaching it. You can see there's some videos here that people have done from the office. You can see some done from events, etc. So it gives you an idea of kind of the breadth of it. And really what ShoutOut is about is about this kind of, it not to look like a ShoutOut video, if you like. The content wants to look like it's come from you as a brand, so you can brand it exactly how you want it to be. And then just something I want to leave you with is this idea about sort of using content, using your advocates' content. Dina mentioned in her presentation, just on the last section of the slide, about kind of social campaigns and other things you can do. So, I think advocates, it's not just about the testimonials now. There's so much more you can do with content, building your advocates brand, creating these kind of short form content that can be used on platforms like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, where advocates are providing value to your potential customers and not just kind of saying how great you are. Because as great as testimonials are, can you have too many? Maybe you can, I don't know. But there's certainly a lot more things you can do with advocates and content. And that's really what we're about as well. We make it very easy to create these campaign-based approaches to video. So even like Gina mentioned, it could be CEO messages, social campaigns, pretty much, whatever you can think of. So I want to introduce our customer, Craig Jackson, UK Partnership Director of ActionCOACH. And we worked with Craig at an event recently, and I'll let Craig introduce himself and talk a bit about what we did.
Thank you, Dan. I got the same hat message as well. What I would say is advocacy. Yeah, well, we're a complete advocates now at ActionCOACH. We utilize ShoutOut at BizX. BizX, been going for 12 years in the UK. It's probably one of the largest business events here in the UK. Recently, we had over 1,000 business owners attend for 2 days, 2 evenings of learning through global thought leaders. The first global thought leader was Gary Vaynerchuk, and he spent over an hour teaching the 1,000 business owners that they need to create content. They need to be posting online 3 times a day. They need to be on LinkedIn constantly with their messaging, and even more importantly through video. So at the event, collaborating with Dan and the ShoutOut team, Dan and his team are going around in the breaks. They're capturing like 30-second clips in those breaks with both the speakers as well as the attendees. In the evening, it was an awards event, so we got some of the award winners. We had our sponsors, and instantly upon filming, they're getting a link. The guests here, they're able to click on that link and share it across their social media platforms with a click of a button, and it's all branded BizX. So from our perspective, we've got BizX now featuring all over the social media channels all at once, which is obviously increasing our brand awareness, and that continued to then flow throughout the event. On there, we're able to put our sponsors' logos, so we're adding more value to them and creating that value so they want to repeat too. But it's not just for the event. We're going to build this into our network now of 1,000 coaches that we have in the business, and we'll roll out throughout the UK, where our coaches every day in their interactions, rather than getting testimonials that you're talking about, it's very easy just to get a very, very quick video. What did you learn? What did you get out of that session, etc. And then it can be showcased across social media. And that will be all branded as ActionCOACH. So it's great for that. It's great for advocacy. It will improve our net promoter score as a result and create more testimonials and awareness. So complete advocates of ShoutOut. I encourage you to find out more.
Thanks so much, Craig. And that's a really good point about this idea of what we can do with ShoutOut. Is it's not just obviously you sharing these videos, it's your customers can share them as well. And you've got this kind of instant sharing facility. They can either be approved or they can share them. But it's so important to think that, you can leverage other people's networks and connections, if you like, being able to get other people to share this content as well. It's very, very shareable. I don't know how long I've got left because I didn't start my clock and I can't see anything. 1 minute. Oh, wow, we're under time, Craig. What should we do? We could do a kind of dance or something. But Dina, I think are you gonna mention something, Dina? You've just
I was just gonna say there's a first time for everything, and if we had to do another vendor award, I think ShoutOut wins for actually coming in under time, the shortest date.